Hey everyone, welcome in. I'm Captivate. It's been a hot minute since I posted. I've been learning a lot about this OP10 meta. I have a lot of regionals and events coming up, so I've been focusing a lot on practicing for those as well as trying to get to like a higher level of play as a player. So I've spent a lot of time practicing and trying to figure out like ever since the bans have happened, I feel like we're in the wild west of trying to figure out what's good. And I'm in the regional in Virginia Beach, so if you end up seeing me there, definitely come say hi. I'll be there. And it took me a long time to try and figure out what I wanted to play in that, and I still am not entirely sure. I have like a couple decks I'm bouncing between, but we'll see what I end up taking. Yeah, but one of the decks I've been playing a lot is Green Yellow Law. I think he's really fun. He's one of the new leaders from OP10. So what his leader ability is if you have a total cost of 5 or more on the field, you can shambles back one of the characters and then look at the top of your life. And if it's a supernova with a cost of 5 or less, you can play it out. So he's super cool. You can loop your searchers, like you can play this Luffy to search and then bounce him back to your hand. And then while doing that, you can play like a 5 cost character off the top of your life. And then you can replay the Luffy to draw some, and then you have Law to heal as well. So I think the deck overall is super fun. There's a new card in OP11, which I'll go ahead and pull that up real fast, um, called the beige blocker right here in OP11. And he says that if you have a supernova type character other than beige that would be removed from the field, you can add that character to the top of your life instead. So I think he is a piece that this deck is definitely missing because it can be pretty susceptible to removal if you don't see your Tashigi. So in the meantime, I'm trying to play with the 2 cost Resonante just to help against some of those more like removal heavy decks. So this is the list I was playing today. I think the like 7 cost Law could definitely go to a 4 of. Maybe go to like 2 Hody and then 4 Law, but because Teach is so popular right now, I kind of feel like you need to see this card against Teach. Just having like a 7 cost character with Rush is super big in that matchup. And then I'm also playing the Smoker. He's pretty good for both Teach and Bonnie, both of which are like pretty rough matchups for this deck. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy the games, and as always, thank you all for watching. If you do enjoy the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It all means so much to me. I'll definitely be uploading more frequently in the future now that I'm getting back into things. It just took me a long time to try and figure out what decks I wanted to play, as well as to figure out all the decks that got released in OP10. So thank you all, and I hope you enjoy. Yeah, so this, I know Teach and Bonnie are both like probably 2 of the worst matchups for Law. I am running the Hody Jones as well as the 5 cost Smoker with Banish from OP10 to try and help with the matchup. We are going first, which I think is fine. I don't actually know which one's better, and I'm gonna keep this hand only because it has the searcher. Like I can kind of curve out, and then I do have the Hody Jones, which obviously is unsearchable, and I'm playing 3 of. But he really is like the main piece for this matchup. Him and then the Smoker is really good too. If you can play this on 5 and it doesn't get answered, it's huge. Also, just being able to see Tashigi's. So we already have a beige. I'll just grab a Bonnie just to have another 5 cost body. And then all we're really trying to do is just pressure him down and then drop like the weenies on board so that we can swing into like the Lafitte's and Dakyus he plays. So we don't have to waste a leader swing into him. So right now we can just go 2 into it. And if he wants to keep it, he can give us a 2k, which sometimes they'll do. And then I'll just swing 5 and then play Bonnie just to play around any like finger pistol triggers. Always swing first. And then on his forward on turn, he can play the Shiryu that's gonna KO a 3 cost, which feels really bad, but I think you kind of just have to play on curve. I don't think you can not play a 3 cost to play around that. Especially because he didn't have stage, there's a possibility he doesn't end up playing it. But I mean, I feel like every 4 cost in his deck is good. Yeah, Shiryu, pop the Bonnie, that's fine, and then he probably swings here. No, swings at life. We are 4 life, so I don't really want to go too low. So I think I will just give the 1k here. On plays probably aren't going to matter. So we actually do get the Cavendish, which is really nice because we can potentially high roll here. Actually, we will high roll here. So I can go Cavendish. I'm going to swing first just so I don't get hit with the finger pistol on the Cavendish. And then we'll go Cavendish into beige to set the Bonnie. And he definitely should have leader effected. I think you kind of have to leader effect on these turns, but I don't really know like the Teach's perspective of this matchup. And then we will stun one of his Don. I'm going to grab back the base here because he's probably going to turn off on plays. So I don't think the Luffy's going to matter too much. Yeah, so on my next turn, I can go like 6/6. I mean, it depends. He's probably has a finger pistol for one of these in 9 cards. But we'll see. If he plays a Kuzan here, I'd be pretty happy. Yeah, so 4 Don. We'll see. Thankfully, finger pistol is not searchable. So that's like the only saving grace, I feel like. And then Liberation obviously isn't high enough, just KOs of 4 cost. Yeah, but we can just swing all of these and then play the Hody. And then something that's cool with this deck is with the Hody, yeah, so I'll just give a 1k here. And then I'll probably take this one. Yeah, so probably is going to be the finger pistol or maybe Burgess. Taki. Okay, I'm fine with that. So I think we can leave the Daku on board because my characters are 5 cost. He'd have to play either a Laboon, which isn't searchable, or a Daku. I might be a little bit too greedy in saying this. So I think what we can do is we can Hody, and then we can go... I'll just start with 5. Yeah, I'll just start with 5 at the Lafitte. I don't want him to keep searching on the Lafitte. It feels bad. And then we will Hody and then swing 6 so we can restand on, and then I can go 7, 8, and then play down one of the searchers, just so if he does end up playing like a Lafitte again, I have something to swing into it. And then the Daku might pop it, which is fine. I really don't think the Daku is going to end up doing anything because all my characters are 5+, and the Van Augur only reduces by 3. So like I said, he'd have to play either a Laboon or like Van Augur and then Stronger, or double Van Augur, which he doesn't have enough Dawn for. Okay, so it's very possible we could kill him next turn, just depending on what he does. I'm assuming this Cavendish is going to die, and we don't have too much counter in hand. The Shiryu is pretty annoying about just getting counter out of hand because he's so big to swing back into. Okay, so he could... There's a world where he goes like, what, 6, 7 with the Daku, which I'm fine with. I'm guessing he's probably going to go like 5 and then 7 play, or like 5/5 play a blocker. I think I'll take this, just so if he does try to swing into any of these, I still have the counter to get out of them, because I'm probably going to try and kill him next turn. He has a lot of cards in hand, but we can like play, like swing Hody, bring back Hody, play Hody with the leader effect, because it doesn't have to be a supernova. And then I will give the 1k here. I'm guessing he's going to be able to clear at least a good part of our board, considering he didn't swing into any of it, unless he goes like double Burgess, which I think if he does that, he's just dead. Ooh, that's bad. Well, actually, that only kills 1, right? Yeah. Okay, so we still have 3 swings, and then he probably plays the No Vasco shot. Okay. So we get Black Hold, which turns off the on-play of Hody, but he still has Rush. So I just don't take my life, and I can't rest anything. So we can leader effect Hody. We can go 8 with Hody, 6 with Bonnie, 7 with leader, replay Hody, 8 again. Yeah. Oh, I definitely should have swung Bonnie first. I was thinking we had the Cavendish on board, and we would have wanted to swing Hody first with Cavendish. Okay, we don't get punished, which is good. Yeah, so now we go 6 with Bonnie, 2, 4, 6, 7 to replay Hody, and then 7 with leader. Or, I mean, we have 2. We could just go... we don't have to do this whole convoluted thing. We could just go 9, 9, 10, E. So if we go 7, that's 2 cards. Or if we go 6, that's 1, and then 7 is 2. And then 8. Or we could go 9, which is 2, 4, 6, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Definitely, I always like on the sim, it's so hard to keep track of their cards. So he has a Shiryu that's 2, probably has enough 2Ks. Jesus Bird, okay, so he has a 1K. Stronger, yikes. Are these? 2, 4, 1. He could have the counter for it. I don't know how far back I am going right now. Okay, so I think it's 1 brick, 2 2Ks, and a 1K. So if that's the case, I think I just lose. I don't think there's anything. So if I go 7, I go 7, 2, 1, 7. No, I would have to go 8. Or instead of going for game, we could just play the Rosinante, the Smoker. So that's 2, 5, restand 1, and then I could go 7, 7 into the Shiryu, which he would get out of. But I would... But if he just black holes the Rosinante, I just lose. Yeah, I definitely should have been keeping track of what was in his hand, because I cannot tell how far back this is going. So Shiryu, that was this past turn. The turn before was Burgess, Stronger, which I don't know if he's countered with the Stronger. All right, I think we just go... So that's 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 10. So 9 is 2, 4. Or I could go 8. No, that's 9. That's 9. My bad. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 9, 11. That sounds fine. He probably has it. Just go 2, 2, 1. That was definitely a lot longer than it needed to be, so that is my bad there. Whew. Okay, I think we have it. Ooh, just gets there. Okay. Okay, so he had Shiryu, Van Augur, and Burgess. Man, there was a lot of stuff in the thread that wasn't... I don't know. He must have just been using the cards he drew off the stage. I wasn't doing a great job of keeping track of his hand. But yeah, we just got there. The Hody Jones on 7 was huge. Like, just curving out in general was pretty big. And then you had the play if you need an extra swing to like leader effect the Hody Jones back, which I kind of started to like one track mind on too, but I think just going 9-11 there was much better. Yeah, but good game to him. Usopp, interesting. I think I typically can like steal their curve with this deck. So I do have the Bonnies as searchers. I like could keep this, but it feels really greedy. I think it's gonna be greedy to mulligan, but I'm gonna mulligan. Yeah, we get the Luffy every time. I'll grab the Cavendish. I haven't played this matchup too much. I'm kind of scared of it if I'm being honest, because it's so easy for him to bounce 5 costs with the Kyros. So if I don't see Tashigi, I feel like I could see this being pretty difficult. Yeah, so then he'll just block and draw one. I think he just blocks the 5, so I'll just swing 5 and then play the Bonnie. Yeah, they always block that. So I'm going to 5. I kind of missed. It's fine. We'll play the Tashigi and then we can leader effect. Because you typically on 5, you want to play like Cavendish and then leader effect because he restands the 2. So you can go like Cavendish into beige to set the top to do Luffy. Oh, it's one of these removal builds. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, so we play Cavendish, he'll restand 2, and then we can leader effect Luffy, and then we could play Luffy again. And then just see if we get lucky. Cool, we do not. So I'll swing 6. I'm interested to see his list. I've been trying to make something work with like a control build of Usopp. I really like Usopp as a deck, but I feel like it's just a little bit too inconsistent right now. So I can grab the Bonnie. Bonnie might be the best option. I already have 2K, so I like grabbing the Bonnie. And then we do have the Hody, which oftentimes you can just like brute force through Usopp with Hody. I feel like he's such a fragile leader. We'll just take that. And one thing with Usopp is his 7 Dawn turn with the more traditional build is really, really strong. So if you ever are going second and you can Bonnie their Dawn on 7 to just pause them for a turn, that's typically really strong. So we actually don't have a 5 cost here. What I can do is I can Bonnie and then try to find a 5 cost. How do we whiff a 5 cost again? Jeez. Okay. I guess I just grabbed the beige here. See, I was gonna say we can do that and then use the Cavendish. There is a world where we Hody the Orlumbus just so he doesn't get the reduction of it, which I honestly don't hate. We go to 1, which is fine because we have the Law. I probably should have taken the Law off the Bonnie. But because we don't have a 5 cost, I'm honestly fine with Hodying because I know he doesn't run any rush. Okay, there we go. And then we'll go 5 and then 8 into it. But surely he won't be able to save that. Okay, he does. We have a lot of counters, so I'm not scared of dying because of that, because he could just go like 9-9, and then I can get out of it pretty easily. But he's not even going to do that. And he doesn't have stage yet, which he might play here, and then... Okay, bounce Cavendish. Interesting. Alright, so I think I will Law here. Yeah, this is the point where, like, Usopp just doesn't have any cards in hand because he has to stay at like 5 in hand. So we could Kid and then play down the Bonnie. I don't hate that because, well, actually no, because if I do play Kid, they could like Orlumbus and then Zoro it. I think we just heal here. So I will just heal. And then I'll put the... Doesn't really matter. I don't think I can bring it out. Actually, we can play the Rosinante out, which I think I will do. Yeah, I think we'll Cavendish, and then we can leader effect, and then get 2 more Dawn, and then we could play the Bonnie. Yeah, let's play Luffy. Just get another card. I'll take the Cavendish just because it's counter, and then I'll go 6 and then 8. Which he'll probably take both. No, never mind. Okay, so he's going down to no cards in hand. Yeah, so we passed there. So, I mean, he could jam us down, but I have so much counter in hand. I'm not scared of that at all. We just give him a 1k here, which I will just give him the Luffy because I have one on board I can just grab back. And then next turn, if we need to, we could just play the Kid, and then we just give a 2k here. And then the Kyros, probably we just block that. And he doesn't have stage. Okay. All right. So if we had the Hody here, I think we just win. I think we just clear his board because he's like starved himself so much. I mean, he'll get a draw off the Idio, but we can pretty easily just... I think we play Kid here. No, actually, I don't think so. So we can go 5 here, and see if he gives us this or if he just does the idio. Okay, all right. Okay, so... Oh, you know what we could do? We could just stun it with the Bonnie. Yeah, I think we do that. We'll just leader effect this. Okay. And then we can play Bonnie to stun, and then I can play a blocker. Yeah, and then we just go 8-9 at life. And then he'll block, which is fine. Because he's already drawn for turn off the Orlumbus. And then... yeah, we play the Bonnie, which I will leave the Law in life. Just because I could leader effect it, and then I'll grab a 2k off of this. Yeah, I don't need the Law. We'll end the game next turn. Very interesting game. I like the idea of the more like control focused Usopp, but Usopp as a deck, it just feels so inconsistent to me. Like I wanted to make it work, and I just feel like it isn't the best deck right now. I know I've heard several people online talking about like different builds and such. Like when the normal build works, it works really well. It's super strong. But I think the bans hurt the deck a lot. Like not having Dofi and Lucci, which were both really good matchups, or at least like winning matchups for Usopp, just being a lot worse now, hurt the deck a little bit too much, I think. I also think that like the restriction of having 5 cards in hand is just too tight when like the Rebecca plays out of hand. Yeah, so they can bounce the Bonnie here. But I mean, he's just dead. He's just dead. Like, I don't know what else he can do here. He can play another Idio, which will block 1 attack. Oh, he bounced the Bonnie. Interesting. I'll just give it 2k here. Yeah, and I mean, like, I could use the X-Drake if he plays down something like that. Which, 2 down, it looks like he'll just play, yeah. Which I can just rest. So, like, I mean, I very much have game here, but we just rest this, and then what we could do is, like, put 3 or however much down on Bonnie. Go 9, take this back, play him, restand Bonnie, go 9 again, 9, 9, 8, and then 8. Like, we have a lot of swings we can do there. He's very dead. Yeah, it's interesting build. I like the idea of Houndblaze and Usopp. I just haven't been able to find a build that actually works well. So we'll see if like someone can make something work. I know there was, I think one of Vu's tournaments was won by someone running like a removal focused Usopp build. So I think the deck is really cool. It's just a little bit too inconsistent for me to want to play. Buggy is not something I've played with this deck a lot. I'm gonna keep this hand. I'm pretty much just always looking for a searcher when I'm playing Grignola Law, and then he decided to go first, so I'm going second. Going second's typically fine. I can play out like a 2-cost, and then if I get the 3-cost Bonnie, I can play that on my 4-don turn, and then be able to leader effect on my second turn. Yeah, so now we have it. So on 2-don, I could either play the Resonante or play both of these, and then I just won't use the on-play effect of the beige. But I'll always play the searcher first. Off of this, I could either grab the 2k or the Law. We have plenty of 5 costs. I want to go ahead and just take the Law. I don't see any reason that I would need to like tap anything in his deck with the X-Drake, and then I'll play down the beige, not use his effect, just so that I can do my leader effect next turn. Because now we can Bonnie, and then I could just put this Law in here and then grab back this 2k as well, and then I could play out the Resonante. I really want to get the beige blocker in OP11. I think it helps this deck a lot, just to fight off some of the removal that decks can play. So he's going into his 5-don turn. On his 5-don turn, he'll probably leader effect into like the 7-cost Buggy into another body, or the like 6-cost Crocodile or Mihawk. I forget which one is the blocker. Yeah, so now we do have the Tashigi, which is nice because it will stop us from getting bottom decked. I'm assuming because we don't really play any removal in our deck, he's going to be able to get to a full board. Thankfully, none of our characters are 4-cost, so the 7-cost Buggy really isn't going to affect this deck at all. I'll use the Bonnie just so we can get the on plays, and then, as I said, I could go Cavendish, but I think next turn I could play Cavendish and then play another 5 cost, so I could go... Even, honestly, Bonnie might not be a bad choice, just so that we could delay them by 1 turn. Honestly, all of these cards sound good. So we could go Bonnie and then stop them from doing leader effect for a turn. Honestly, I think I like the sound of that. And then next turn we could go like Cavendish into leader effect. Yeah, I like the idea of Bonnie. And then I'm going to bring back the beige just so I can use him next turn to set up my leader effect. I know some Buggy lists are running Gravity Blade, at least they were before the promo came out. So that is something to be kind of aware of. I can't really play around it with this deck. Like, I can play it on the Tashigi if to play around it, but that's about all I can do. Get this light on. Yeah, there we go. You can actually see my face. Alright. 7. Don't want to go that low, and I don't have a 7 cost Law in my hand, so I think I'll just block. I don't have any reason to not block. Okay, so they do get the blocker. Yeah, so now what we can do is we can go Cavendish, which will only cost 3. And then I can leader effect the Luffy, play Resonante, or we could go like Cavendish. Yeah, I think we'll go Cavendish into beige to set up this. And then we can leader effect back the Luffy to play Law, bounce the beige, play Resonante. So now we have plenty of blockers. Then we'll go 6. Just like taxing them of 2Ks is always good to do with this deck. So then we'll go another 6, and then I can play this Luffy back down. And probably try and find a 7 cost Law. I think if I can get to the point... Okay, yeah, so this beige is the only thing I can take. If I can get to a point where I can play the kid with the Tashigi, like as a pair, I think that would be pretty nice. Because they couldn't... The only, like, removal they have is... I know they have the Buggy, obviously, like the 10 cost. It's basically just a red rock. Okay, yeah, so he plays the Mihawk, which is good for us. And then I will just 2k this. Yeah, we'll just 2k this. So we still have no 7 cost Law, which I would have liked to like leader effect this Luffy back to hand and then play the 7 cost Law just to heal 1, and then we could restand and swing a bunch. I like the idea of leader affecting this Luffy, and then even if it was a 5 cost, I wouldn't play it out because I don't want to go to 0, obviously. And then I'll just play down this Smoker, and then we can swing 7, restand 2, and then I can restand another one with the Smoker. Just apply a lot of pressure this turn. Yeah, so we can go 7, 7, 8. I like that because I don't really care to swing this because I have so much counter in hand, and then also I'll have the Resonante. I could get punished if he hits like a Red Rock or Gravity Blade out of life. 6, 7, 8. So I have 1 life, 1 blocker. He's going to Tendon. I have 2, 4, 5, 7. Yeah, I'm totally fine. I can swing this. And very likely we could kill next turn. We could just Hody and rest any blockers he has and go for game. I have no idea how much counter he'll have in hand, but yeah, that's 1 blocker. He hasn't really done a lot this game. Freezing his 1 5-don turn was pretty big for us. I think that was a really good play to do. Yeah, okay, now he has a full board, but I think he's going to be dead. I don't see a world where he swings that, but I will just give him the 1k here. If he does end up swinging this, I'll just take the block with Resonante. I just need to make sure I actually do kill him, because if I don't kill him, I'm very dead. So I would go 7, rest of those 2. Have 3, I could swing 7, So he goes to 7 in hand, restand 2. And then we could go... Actually, I would swing this first. And then we could go another 7, which is 5 in hand. And then another 7. So, gosh, we could go 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 8. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Like, yeah, that should be game. 7. I should have swung with the smoker first. I literally said it. Okay, well, doesn't matter. Restand that, so then we can go 7, 7, 7, 8. Yeah. He definitely should have taken that one, but that is alright. I don't see a world where he can survive this regardless. Yeah, it's too many attacks. So it was 7, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 1 more attack. Yeah, so we definitely have game there.